Spending time with animals can be a great way to connect with nature and yourself, a way to find comfort and peace. There are so many local organizations that do great work with children, veterans, those living with disabilities, and more, bringing them together with these furry and feathered therapists. The Gentle Barn in Missouri has made this their mission as a sanctuary for both humans and animals. The founder has released a new book about it called Cow Hug Therapy by Ellie Lax. She is joining us via Zoom this morning. Ellie, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
So let's talk about Cow Hug Therapy. Why did you write this? What's this all about?
So we have had a front row seat in a barnyard for 25 years, and we've seen these animals, especially cows, live the lives that they're meant to live. We've seen them love one another. We've seen them celebrate birth and mourn death. We've seen them gather around someone who is passing away and paying their respects. And most people don't get this front row seat, and most people don't really know who these animals truly are. And so I wrote my book, Cow Hug Therapy, so that the world can know who these animals are once they are safe, respected, and loved, how they come together in family, and all the lessons they have to teach us about our own humanity.
I love that so much. And we're looking at the pictures right now of all the cow hugs happening. Let's talk about what exactly cow hug therapy is. How does it help the humans? I mean, it sounds like the cows are just so empathetic and caring and loving. How does that help us?
Listen, I think every single animal has things to teach us and has ways to heal us. And being with animals has already been proven time and time again to have so many health and mental benefits for us. But there's something very unique about cows because they weigh 3,000 pounds. So when we're with them, we are not in a leadership role. We are humble, we are vulnerable. They are nurturing us out of their own free will. And when we rest our faces against their giant sides, we can hear their heartbeat, we can rise and fall with their breathing, and we can feel like infants again in a giant mom embrace. And that's where hope resides. It's where healing starts. It's where infinite possibilities live. And there's something about that form of healing without talk, without words, without thought, that just immerses us in present time and makes us feel hopeful when we're done.
I love that. And that's one of many different types of animal therapy programs you have at the Gentle Barn. Let's talk about, your path to designing this and allowing people to come in and experience this, and kind of some of the other therapies that you offer there.
Jay and I both had tremendous challenges growing up, and it was always animals that healed us, listened as we cried, and encouraged us to keep going. And so now here at the Gentle Barn, we get to pay it forward by rescuing and saving animals that saved us as children, but then at the same time, we get to partner with them when they're ready to heal people that are struggling. And it's great for people that are struggling with depression, anxiety, stress, grief, anyone out there that needs a good mom hug. The cows and the other animals at the Gentle Barn are here at the ready.
I love that. And so who is this book good for? Who should be reading this?
I think this book, Cow Hug Therapy, is good for any animal lover or any person that doesn't really know animals and they can discover them on the pages. I think it's good for anyone that's going on their own journey of healing, learning about self-care, recovering from grief, maybe coming up against compassion fatigue, learning how to discover ourselves and make our journey easier and more peaceful. All those lessons are taught to us by the animals that I write about in the book.
I love that. I love that so much. Anything else you want to tell us about the Gentle Barn and cow hug therapy and the many things that you do there in Missouri?
Yes, I want to say that we specifically take in animals that have nowhere else to go. And we give them a chance not only with a full rehabilitation physically, but we read out loud to them, we sing to them, we meditate with them, and we help them forgive and learn to trust. And the partnership that forms once they're ready is extraordinary. How they blossom, how they want to help hurting humans, and more importantly, how they know what to do with us. The people that come visit to the Gentle Barn, we don't ask them their backstories or why they booked a session. They just come in, but the animals seem to know why they're here. And if they need a good laugh, the animals lick them or do something adorable to make them giggle. If they need to be grounded and centered, the animals meditate with them and hold still. And if they're really grieving or have been through trauma, the cows wrap their necks around them and hold them like a mom would. These animals are wiser than we think they are. And I would welcome anyone to come out to the Gentle Barn and see for yourselves.
I love that, and I totally understand that. Well, thank you so much, Ellie. If you want to learn more about the Gentle Barn, you want to get a copy of Cow Hug Therapy, you can go to gentlebarn.org, or you can go to Ellie's website, ellielax.com. We'll be right back.